feel paralyzed. Now I know it's over. I see you passing by, hand in hand, with your perfect light. My body, a ghost town, feels like someone cut my tongue. I didn't know my heart could die this young. Oh, now when I look in your eyes, I feel paralyzed.
I think we're on.
I think we're live.
Okay, great. I can hear a little bit of an echo, which I thought would be the case.
Yeah.
It turned out the most memorable part of our grand return was a Richard audio kerfuffle.
Working
So-
with Richard. It's a reward.
Yeah. It's if you the folks watching, thank you by the way for tuning in. I know we got a lot of traction to pick back up to make the show the institution it once was, but you'll slowly learn to love the Richard whoopsie daisies.
Yeah, it's part and parcel with the package of the Chili Show, or people are calling it now TCS.
Oh, TCS.
We've got our own nickname, TCS.
Okay. Pretty big britches for a show that's averaging 1K total replays per
pretty
episode, you know. But good. I'm glad the culture is forming. Anyways, let's be quick about this. Joe, whose show it is, as I tweeted, he's going to be the big star of the show, wants this to be a tight 60 minutes. We just go through a bunch of stuff, talk about, I don't know, small thing like Chiliz Chain 2 finally launching.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, you're
but
supposed-
first,
you're supposed to react to
okay.
that, yeah.
First, you skipped a massive thing.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we have an absolutely amazing looking set here now. Finally, no more black curtains and mess.
Sorry. I don't mean to just smooth over the things that really matter. The beautiful new set.
The beautiful new set.
set.
So great work to our main guy Gigi and Waylon for helping with that. So
No, it's all
that's
beautiful.
Awesome.
We got a bunch of topics for you guys today. We're going to talk about the public launch last week. Really excited. Years in the making.
Yeah.
In many respects. We'll just introduce the first three validators. Because at the end of the day, when you're launching, especially the actual public launch of a chain, you can't expect, it's very kind of dry, techie, nerdy news. So just want to go through the validators, talk about ChilizX and Socios, the Chiliz token on CC2
Yep.
integration in terms of deposits, withdrawals. Some cool stuff we're going to do in terms of the newly public and accessible mainnet
Yep.
campaigns, chain updates as a whole, news, how much have we bridged? Is there new Chiliz being staked? Other stuff, and 4 or 5 other really good topics. I feel like the list would get a little too cumbersome and long if I just read it all out.
It could be, but I guess what we could do is just start by talking about the public launch of the chain on May the 10th and what that means for our community, you guys mainly, what it means for us. What it means for you guys is, for the first time, obviously, I know I've said this a few times if you follow us on Twitter, etc. But if you're just watching the show, obviously now you can stake your Chiliz, which is obviously for people who have been following Chiliz for a long time, has been a hotly demanded function. I guess they call it utility, some people, but I don't really call it utility because it's not. It's just staking, I guess. But yeah.
Well, yeah, it's important to contextualize staking too, because you're right. People always ask, "Oh man, I can't wait till the chain's live, till we can actually stake it." Staking is cool. Staking also people are interested in for various reasons, right? Also, like personal gain, to be active within the community. It's gonna represent a more, I would say, concrete role as we get more and more partners and more transactions and activity on the chain, because the staking is going to mean more.
Yeah.
And that's essentially our laser focus for the next 6-12 months, is rolling out integrations of the chain on exchanges, marketplaces, onboarding developers, creating new tools that make this an actual lively ecosystem.
Yep, and what we've seen actually since we launched is more people coming to us who are interested in becoming a validator. So although we just have three, I'm sorry about that, we have 3 announced for now, we have many more in the pipeline coming up, which is very exciting. Some of them big names, some of them that have worked with us already throughout our operational lifespan.
Yeah. You want to talk about those now? Because this show sheet that you wrote,
I didn't write this show sheet,
has one important thing before we talk about validators, because that's it's a simple topic. We're just going to introduce them 30 seconds a piece really quickly. But we started talking about staking. We started talking about bridging.
But staking is heavily related to validators.
Okay, that's fair in a very technical way. I see you trying to worm your way out of this one. Good work. It's the Joe Show this week. I don't take for granted that everyone's just, read every single little piece of PR that we've put out. A lot of people follow us on Twitter and such. They might not know, where do I go? How do I do when it comes to the bridging and staking? I feel like you're the guy. You can just do a quick run through, a demo, as it were, of bridging your Chiliz tokens from the old Chiliz chain to the new, much cooler.
You mean from Ethereum.
Sorry. Okay,
Gotcha.
great. Now you got me. It's been a long day. Anyways, to the new, very sexy, some people say popular, Chiliz chain.
Yeah.
And how to stake as well. So why don't you run us through all that?
Okay, so before we do go ahead and start with the demo, what I would like to do actually is to just first of all show the video that we had made by our very talented video team. I have a video ready to play. It's basically just describing what is Chiliz Chain, the sports blockchain, our vision, and how we're going to basically achieve our vision. So Richard, if you're with me, I would love for you to be able to display the video that is on my screen, on the big screen. Here we go. Perfect.
Been shaping the future of fan interaction through fan tokens and the Socios.com fan engagement and rewards platform. Now, we're opening our ecosystem for innovation with our world-class network of partners. Chiliz Chain is an EVM Layer 1 proof-of-stake authority blockchain where sports and entertainment brands can explore innovative approaches to bringing fans and communities together. And through Chiliz Labs, our $50 million accelerator program and incubator for brands building on Chiliz Chain, will foster more innovation. Chiliz Chain will provide the secure infrastructure where the projects that will form Web3 and sport come to life, verified by a solid network of validators, including industry titans. Chiliz Chain will also host hackathon tournaments around the world to inspire developers and create a global community dedicated to building the future of Web3 sports. Chiliz Chain will be the home where the products, services, and experiences that will move sports from Web 2 to Web 3 are built. Access global brand, leverage an existing fan token audience, and start creating something special. Together, let's build and innovate with Chiliz Chain.
Now, isn't that a great video?
Amazing. What happened there at the beginning of that video? Did someone make a little whoopsie daisy on the show?
Yeah, I think we could probably blame Richard, even though it was my fault. I forgot to enable the sound that time, so I will take the fall. I guess what we could do now, like you wanted me to, is go through a demo of how to bridge.
Yeah, please. Let's take it.
Yeah.
Let's take it.
So
nice
Richard,
and slow.
I would like you to capture my screen again, please. So what I've done here, I've set up a couple of demo wallets in MetaMask. We have one here, which has 0.1 ETH and 42069 Chiliz. I don't know why it's showing as 767,000. I would kind of wish, but that's not how it works. Okay, so here I'm on bridge.chiliz.com.
Do I have to connect specifically with MetaMask to use the bridge?
Yes. For now, MetaMask is the only option. However, in future, I'm sure that our tech team will figure out other options such as Wallet Connect, which will allow you to connect it through, the various other wallets that planned already to support Chiliz Chain. And just to let you know, those discussions are in late stages, everybody. So I know that one of the hottest topics is when good wallet, when is there going to be a good wallet that I can take custody of my new Chiliz tokens and also my fan tokens when they're migrated, and that's coming really soon. So
Nice.
that's exciting.
Nice. Good to know.
Okay, so I'm just going to connect my wallet here, MetaMask, and as you can see, I'm on the Ethereum main network, and my destination network is Chiliz Chain.
How many Chiliz are you going to be bridging today?
I'm going to bridge 42069 Chiliz.
420.69 Chiliz.
420.69. Okay, destination address. So basically, if you want to bridge your tokens to a specific wallet address, so if I wanted to, for example, create a new account in MetaMask, I could just create a new MetaMask, copy the address, and then paste it in destination address. However, that is not the purpose of this demo, and I'm going to be sending funds to my address. Here you can see the bridge fee is currently 0 Chiliz. I'm not sure how long it's going to stay like that for, because obviously it does cost some computational power in the form of gas to actually perform the bridging. So here we go. I'm just going to click on Start Transfer. Pre-fight check, so please do take note of any information that pops up on your screen here. Spending cap. Do you know what a spending cap is, Max?
I'm not aware actually right now. We'll tweet it after, I think.
It's a new security feature to stop smart contracts from utilizing more than they should of your balances. So it's just an added security feature.
What's the current spending cap?
420.69.
Oh wow, okay, that's very convenient because so you're actually bridging the maximum amount.
Yeah, I'm bridging the maximum. I want the smart contract to only be able to use that maximum. I mean, it is all my balance for now. Basically, now what you're going to see is another transaction popping up. It's important to know you will need some Ethereum because to pay the gas fee on Ethereum, you need Ethereum. So here I'm going to confirm it. As you can see, it's quite expensive because the network is always busy on Ethereum, and bridging requires a large amount of gas. Now you see I've sent that transaction. It will take potentially up to 30 minutes. However, it doesn't usually take 30 minutes. It takes usually around 5 minutes. But today, because I'm smart, I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to load Chiliz Chain into MetaMask and just assume that the bridging has been completed. And here I have... Oh, I don't have 420.69. I got 69.42. I wonder what happened here. So obviously here is actual Chiliz on Chiliz Chain, 69 of them. So what I can do is I can head over to governance.chiliz.com, where you're going to be able to connect your wallet and essentially see all of the validators. As you can see, the Turkish community, loud and proud, Chilizans, as always, they're leading the way with their Paribu validator, Paribu being one of the largest crypto exchange platforms in Turkey, with 23 million Chiliz tokens staked, which means that they have actually 17.43% of the voting power. And just to let you know, Max, we already have 205 million Chiliz total staked.
Wow.
So I'm going to, for the love of my Turkish brothers and sisters, I'm going to pick Paribu. And the minimum stake is 100. So I realized that I've made a small little mistake. However, if we go back, maybe the bridging is completed here.
Would it be fair to say in this situation, your commitment to the bit and the memes has actually bitten you?
You could say that. It seems I have made a little error.
You could have made the joke 694.2, and it wouldn't have been any less clever, and we wouldn't be facing this hiccup in our hotly anticipated visual demo today.
Yes. Okay, so basically I'm not going to be able to delegate. I have made a mistake. But what you would do here is you would, enter the minimum stake, which is 100 Chiliz, and then you would click submit, and then you would approve a transaction on Chiliz Chain, which would cost you Chiliz tokens to send. So yeah, that's essentially how you get bridging, how you get staking. I apologize for trying to be funny all the time, and sometimes it comes to bite me, but that's just the way of the laughter, right?
Oh yeah, that's okay. I'm not one to like hit below the belt and overtly point it out in a laughing, condescending way, like when I accidentally said old Chiliz Chain instead of Ethereum when I was talking about bridging.
Okay, so we're done with the demo. I guess we can.
Yeah, it's actually a good jump through because you
jump through.
Nice. You showed you showed the list of all the validators, and you saw on that list. That's not some demo. That's live. You guys can all go online and check out that site and interact with it and do exactly as Joe did.
Yep.
The 3 validators we have live are, as you noted, Paribu, right? The vaunted Turkish-based crypto exchange platform. Maria, which is a well-known French crypto platform. As well as our friends at Jump Crypto, who are big supporters, obviously, not only of the chain, but even our Chiliz Labs initiative, which is I know we talked about it a bit on the last show, but is really starting to take traction and shape. The intake channel, of which we have a public intake channel, labs. You just email labs at chiliz.com, of really creating a formal way of getting new projects that we specifically don't know about onto our chain, seeing if they're the right fit, seeing if it's a good project, seeing if it makes sense in the scope of sports and entertainment, and getting them minting assets and creating platforms, creating tools, creating experiences on the chain. It's a long, slow road, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen overnight.
It is definitely one of those things which is a marathon and not a sprint. And it's worth mentioning, to be honest, Max, is that we're doing something a little bit that's, I guess, not a standard way to operate a blockchain in terms of what's popular on the market right now. So, most blockchains allow basically anyone to go and deploy a smart contract with very little barriers, right? So on Ethereum, you can go ahead and just deploy a smart contract if you have Ethereum. On Binance Chain, you can go ahead and deploy a smart contract if you have Binance token. Not us, because we have a cool hard dedication to protecting our partners, protecting our users and our community and our ecosystem by using governance and our validators to ensure that we don't just let anyone willy-nilly come in, mint the, Sonic Inu Moon coin and potentially cause harm to our users and our communities. So
no, it's very true. And I think a lot of it comes down to, honestly, our business ideology and our ideology of kind of what the future of the crypto industry, especially as it relates to the big swaths of it that aren't financial instrumentation and the like. And that's our core belief that we're a technology provider and a protocol. We're not trying to monopolize that space. That back in the more nascent days of crypto, the idea of one dominant chain to rule them all was a bit of an ideological funnel, even to the point where you're not the youngest guy in the world. You remember that Ethereum was supposed to the big hype essentially of Ethereum was that it was going to kill Bitcoin, not that they were going to live harmoniously side by side. And then every kind of blockchain in that same kind of post 2017 pre last cycle time would say, people would point to chains and say, that might be the Ethereum killer. That's not the case.
But it is kind of funny how you're bringing it up at this time when, I don't know if you've been seeing, Max, but recently on the Bitcoin network, people have been minting NFTs on Bitcoin.
You're talking about ordinals.
Yeah, ordinals, exactly. So is that Ethereum killing Bitcoin now because of the Bitcoin network is heavily congested?
I don't, I'm scared to throw out my own personal opinions on that. I think that's just people getting real excited and not necessarily about stuff that's in the greater relevance of the ecosystem. But anyways, my greater point was we want to fill a niche. We've always been very public about it. And to fill a niche successfully, you have to play by the rules and restrictions and, most importantly, the wants of your target audience. And in our case, the target audience as a protocol, it's not like with Socios, it's the fans. The target audience directly is the platforms and builders and the IP and the stakeholders that want to get into Web3. We want to make it the safest and best environment for them. And we recognize that that might not be the exact right approach for people trying to create a fully decentralized, bankless financial solution. But it is for what we're doing, because that's not our place in the ecosystem. And I think it's the ambition to take over everything is somewhat deadly and incorrect. And it also helps us do business in many ways, because we're not looking for exclusivity with projects. We're looking for exclusivity in the scope of what are you doing, with sports, with our relevant IPs that we maybe share as partners, with what you're doing in music, entertainment, and that's it. And if your platform is multi-chain, if it has many different areas to it, great. Please, we all survive by working together. Like the network effect itself extends to complementary work between chains as well. So I don't want to take it, I don't want to fall into the pitfalls of people saying, "Oh, but wait, this isn't quite as decentralized and it's not a free for all to build on as other chains." Yeah, that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point of the chain is that it's not the point. Anyways, that's enough.
Very
rambling.
wise words from you there, Max. Very wise words.
Thanks, Joe.
And you just reminded me, if anybody here is watching and you want to ask a question, we might have time at the end, so do drop me a tweet. If Richard could pull up the lower third where you can see my Twitter, you will be able to see how to reach me, and just send me an just a normal tweet and with your question, and even myself or Max may answer it if we have time at the end. So that's a pretty good recap on the public launch and discussion about the validators and staking and overall vision and mission. I guess what we could talk about a bit is, we have the first 3 validators, we've already covered that, and then now we've got another 3 lined up that are unannounced, which are some pretty strong names. Yeah,
but I feel like you're just going to get a lot of flack on Twitter, because unless you're going to surprise me right now and go off script, we are not going to be announcing them.
No.
But yes, indeed, there is 3 further lined up, and I can't actually wait until the next show where we can more openly talk about them.
Yes. Very good, very good. It is also worth noting, so when I just bridged my Chiliz just now, there is an alternative method. Do you know the alternative method?
No. Listen, I'm here as the dumb straw man Patsy that says no to everything. I don't know how any of this works. I don't even, if you asked me, I couldn't even spell the word Chiliz. So I'm going to need you to very clearly, very slowly, and in a very viewer-friendly way, explain what the alternative to me is.
Okay. Well, you're a U.S. citizen, so this isn't going to be available for a person.
I am not born, but bred.
It's not available, this solution, to a person like yourself, but this solution requires using our exchange, fan token exchange ChilizX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what users can do is they can find their deposit address on ChilizX for the Ethereum Chiliz tokens. They can deposit them into ChilizX, and then it's as simple as just choosing on the withdrawal the Chiliz Chain network and withdrawing your Chiliz 2, which is basically the new Chiliz, onto a MetaMask wallet so that you can go ahead and start staking, right? Easy, huh?
Okay. All right, that's an option. That's something, I guess.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, head over to www. That's always a mouthful. Why do I even say it? Chiliz.net.
I can intuit from what you just said then that inherently Chiliz.net, ChilizX, Socios, supports deposits and withdrawals.
That would be correct, yes.
Okay.
Chiliz, the new Chiliz have been essentially integrated, the new Chiliz chain, on Socios and on ChilizX. And obviously, you guys are probably wondering, when are you going to be able to self-custody your fan tokens? Now, what I can tell you is the fan token migration, the beginning of the planning, is underway, and we're going to basically start bridging them shortly. So hopefully this time next month, touch wood, we're going to be able to hold at least some of our fan tokens in our self-custody, like MetaMask, for the first time ever, which, if you ask me, is one of the more exciting things. Also, we're going to see an increase in chain activity because of everyone will be slowly migrating away from version 1 of the Chiliz Chain to the new Chiliz Chain, which, for voting, exchange transfers in and out, it's going to cause hopefully a large uptick in chain activity.
No, that's very true. I mean, we've talked about it for quite a while, other than the business infrastructure and the kind of ideological USPs of why we're launching the chain and the tech. The fact that we're catering to a pre-built audience and very established, at least I like to think so, digital assets should give us a leg up when it comes to seeding transactional activity and activity as a whole on the new Chiliz Chain.
Correct. Yeah. Obviously, because we've just launched, we have launched with some basic campaigns, such as a kind of reward campaign, which basically means that once we reach certain milestones of Chiliz bridged across from Ethereum to Chiliz Chain, there's going to be certain milestones in which we can reach to unlock some rewards for the community. So the first milestone, do you know what that is?
No.
You're really good at this.
Yeah.
The first milestone is a 250 million total of Chiliz bridged.
But what do people get?
The total is a 10,000 Chiliz giveaway at the end once the milestone is reached. And
Whole lot of wampum.
There is an even bigger campaign happening on ChilizX, which is the top 100 trading volume people, trading fan tokens, buys and sells total. There's a $50,000 Chiliz prize pool for that one.
That's amazing, but there's no way we could afford to run that forever. When does it end?
That ends on May the 21st, which is in like 4 days from now. 3 days.
Okay,
Math is hard.
Those are exciting and actionable things. And I guess, we've already let our community know. Are they active now? Can I just go now and start?
Yeah, so all you have to do really to participate is, for example, with the bridging, you just have to bridge your Chiliz. I'd say follow us on Twitter to basically keep up to date with all of the campaigns that we're launching. It's just Chiliz on Twitter. You'll be able to see what rewards are, how do you get them, and so on and so forth. Also do follow ChilizX on Twitter too, because of ChilizX is starting to heat up a little bit, actually. It's getting pretty exciting.
I don't know what that means. And this isn't me playing a dumb patsy. This is me being a
really
dumb patsy.
dumb.
Like, it's heating up. In what way? Like, is there more users? Are people using the service?
Yeah, I'd say that the overall usership is slowly increasing. The product team are making some really good progress on some new features, which I won't go into too much. There is a slight refresh of the front-end design. Well, I'd say slight refresh. It's a bit of an overhaul. That's coming. You're going to see that tomorrow.
You know what I'm really excited about?
You are, not you guys.
To be clear. He's talking about me. Why you keep doing these weird promises to the community? They're not going to come true. I'm really excited for the future of the exchange, of the space. Because overhauls are great, making it look better and be more usable. Everyone's excited about that. I like it when my apps and websites don't feel cumbersome. But it's the opening up of ChilizX that I'm interested in, right? Because its role is basically the native exchange of the chain. And for the entire history of our life, it's just been fan tokens, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I can't get enough fan tokens. But when we have other developers, other platforms coming on, they're going to want to list their assets.
Oh, they already do.
As well.
Yeah.
And that ecosystem growing.
And that's already in motion.
Yeah, where it becomes a branded marketplace for just anything sports, right? That's, I feel like, the cool identity, right? If people, I don't know if anyone asks you about it. It would be kind of a weird thing to ask you about it, especially outside of work hours. But, that kind of 10,000-foot view of like, wait, is ChilizX just going to be kind of the native sports utility digital asset marketplace? And I hope that means like a minority of the stuff that's on there is fan tokens.
Yeah.
From us. I hope it's hundreds of projects worth of stuff. membership NFTs.
Yep.
A section for that. Tokens from other projects.
Yep.
Ecosystem tokens from sports-focused metaverses, et cetera, et cetera. There's not really a cap to what it can be. And I'm personally really excited about that. I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah, well, I second that and say I'm equally or even more excited than you, considering I've been practically managing the platform for like forever, since 2020 or so. So
Don't say practically. Just say you're managing the platform.
I'm managing the platform. There you go.
Saying you're practically managing it means you're actually not. But
I am.
You're so close to it, everyone assumes you are. All right. What about, we've had some, going back to old school sociocentric coverage.
Yeah.
We've had some new stuff happen that hasn't happened in quite a while in the form of us listing some new fan tokens and some existing fan tokens in some new places.
Yep. That's caused quite the stir, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It has. It turns out people are still excited. The community is still excited.
Yep.
You want to tell me what they were?
Yeah, so on, I think, April the 28th, I think it was, Aston Villa listed on Paribu. Now, if you've been following on Twitter, there was a big movement by the Turkish community actually to support the Aston Villa fan token. I think they even put it on a bridge, the Bosphorus bridge at some point.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like like a LED
Well, they do.
screen.
I see it on Twitter with a lot of eloquently stated tweets like, when listing, token when list Paribu. And then, in many cases, followed by a cascade of jokes.
Yes, lots of jokes. We all love the jokes.
Yeah,
we're all
exactly.
jokesters here. Okay, yep. So there was Aston Villa and Paribu on April 28th. Moving into May the 5th saw Verdal, which is the Palmeiras fan token listed on ChilizX. Then on May the 9th, now this was a big one because of its sent fan market cap numbers through the roof. Sevilla, a hotly anticipated listing.
Joe Grech never misses a chance to plug his side hustle, fanmarketcap.com.
It's not a side hustle if your side hustle is married to the main hustle.
No, it's still a side
It's a
hustle.
main
Actually,
side
this
hustle.
weird thing you just said, if your side hustle is married to the main hustle, that means you're actually, if you think about it as people, you just said you're in a relationship with someone, but you're also married to the person that they're married to. What is that? What are you talking about, man? You're not making any sense.
I don't know. I feel like my brain is struggling to comprehend what you just said.
Yeah, it requires a bit of fifth dimensional thinking. My point is, it's a side hustle. You don't have to,
Fan market cap. Anyway, okay, moving on.
Is that .com or .org?
.com. So yeah, May the 9th, Sevilla listed on ChilizX and Paribu at the same time. It's always good to do those double listings. We did experience some withdrawal issues. I do note that, we haven't done the best in the past when it comes to resolving technical issues fast enough. However, what I can say is that from now on, hopefully the situation is better than ever right now. I think we're stronger in terms of tech, DevOps, product, marketing for ChilizX than we have been since our launch. So
it's a good thing to bring up. It's good to stay humble, and also just to let people know, if you do notice issues, what are the best channels for people to let you know? Let your team know.
Don't
let
let
the
me know.
team know. Oh, just don't let.
Telegram, or
Telegram.
Discord, Twitter. I mean, we see it pretty fast. I mean, these days we see it with as soon as it's happening, so we can resolve it much quicker. But anyway, moving on. I just wanted to drop that note because obviously we hear you and we support you guys, and we don't want to have these issues going forward in future. But and then on May the 11th, what happened, Max? Have you got any guesses? Wild guesses?
I mean, if I had to wildly guess, yeah, we listed a fan token on Paribu. Maybe even we listed 2 fan tokens on Paribu.
Double whammy.
And I don't know if these fan tokens were about the footsie ballers. Maybe it was something else, a little faster, a little higher end.
Yeah,
a little more mechanized.
You're on the right tracks. You're on the right tracks here, Max.
Does it rhyme with Gaston Barton
Gaston Barton, okay.
and Bober?
It just so happens it does, actually. That is correct. Aston Martin. Look what you've done to me. Aston Martin and Alfa Romeo Sauber listed on
Paribu.
And
yeah.
that was another locker room token.
Yeah, they're live there as well. It's just nice to see the proliferation keep happening. I mean, I think we both agree on this.
Yeah.
The more places you can get fan tokens, the more places you can get them and move them back into Socios and start voting and using them, the better.
Yep. So let's have fingers crossed for more listings in the future.
Yeah. I don't care. You find a fan token on the ground, find a way to put it on the internet, and then put it back in Socios. It doesn't matter to me. I just want the adoption to happen.
Okay. So that's basically everything in terms of fan token listings for the last, I guess, couple of weeks. Now, what's back is burning, because it's Champions League. I think we did talk about burning a little bit in the first episode of the return of the show.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of more big matches since then.
We have, yeah, and we did. We want to make. It's no secret that the community finds it fun. It's a really fun way to connect the token directly to on-pitch activity, right? Which is easier said than done in many cases, and especially doing it with Champions League finals and semifinals. It's an exciting way, and especially because we've been lucky because a lot of our partners have been doing well and they made it. So May 9th and 10th, first leg of the semis, we had Real Madrid against fan token team Manchester City. We ended up burning 30,000 City fan tokens there in what ended up being a 1-1 tie. Next day, AC Milan versus Inter Milan. Legendary bit of a matchup there, isn't it? Both fan token teams. We ended up burning, I believe, 110,000 Inter. They won. They won in 2-0 against AC Milan. So we burned 30K per each goal, plus 50K as like an Inter winner's bonus. What I want to know, there was a second leg. Did we burn
yes.
for those games? We had obviously Man City and Real Madrid again, and the same thing Inter and AC again. How did that work out for us?
Yeah, so it seems like my amazing colleague Stan didn't update the sheet, but whilst you were doing that amazing talking like you always do, I went and did some Googling. So, would you like to know what the score was for Manchester City?
Let's do it live on the show because we had no idea. Tell me the score and I'll tell you how much was burned.
Okay, there it was 4-0 Manchester City versus Real Madrid.
4-0 Man City wins against Real Madrid.
Yep.
So that would be, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 120,000 plus 50,000, 170,000 City tokens burned. Did we use other math for this? What did we do?
I feel like we may have used some other math. I'm trying to find the total, but I'm struggling a little bit. But
I was waiting to get to the part of the show where really things started falling apart.
yeah, it's fallen apart completely right now.
And things are here. Can you tell me the Inter AC
Yes,
game
the
on May
Inter-
17th?
Yeah, that was 1-0. No, that was May 16th. Yeah, May 16th.
Oh, so you're saying Stan didn't even get the date right on this information sheet?
I guess he didn't.
Well, tell me who won 1-0.
Inter.
Oh, okay. So I can tell you one thing for free. We burned Inter tokens and we burned a bunch of City tokens. I just apparently can't commit to how many, even though I think it's probably widely available, like on the Socios.
It's on chain.
On Socios.com.
Or
Twitter as well. Like people just saying that,
Explorer.chiliz.com.
which kind of begs the question, why aren't you on there right now looking?
Because it would be some digging, essentially.
I'm kidding, guys. The reality is this is a tight show. We manufactured all this drama because we're trying to fill up at least 45 minutes, and we're only 37 minutes in.
I think we're doing pretty okay for time. And don't forget, we can go to some questions after this.
It's actually a good shout, but not so fast.
Yeah.
Because there's one other kind of it's weird to call it a plug because the show is for the company that we work at. But we did an NFT campaign, right?
Yep.
Well, for what team, Joe?
For Paris Saint-Germain.
PSG. It was pretty cool. It was a campaign where fan token holders could essentially play games to earn one of only 50 PSG pennant NFTs. and then they could actually redeem another 50 from our fan reward shop using their SSU as long as they were a PSG fan token holder.
Yep.
It's just a fun thing to do for the community, man. You got to keep doing it. The reality of, like, you know, people sometimes ask us, like, Socio seems to have done okay over the years as a Web3 product in sports.
Yes.
Like, is there a secret to that? Like, yeah, it's just like hard work. You just do hard work all the time.
And some great activations that we've done with clubs.
Yeah, but you do them again and again and again.
Yeah.
Right, you know. And this is an example of and again.
Yeah, and this has led me to also realize that Stan didn't include anything about the Spideyverse.
That's kind of a big one. I
That's
feel like
a
it
huge
I
one.
feel like it didn't need to be said because it's been plastered all over the interweb. That's it for
You're
me, guys.
terrible.
Thank you. But yeah, we can touch on it really quick. So we did actually.
I'm gonna play dumb this time.
Well,
What is the Spideyverse, Max?
Well, first of all, there was a movie had come out from Sony Pictures, Spider-Man. It was an animated film, Enter the Spider-Verse. It blew away expectations, both critically and in terms of box office. I personally, and you know what, tell me if you think I'm wrong, and I say this as someone who kind of was like in his really early teens when Sam Raimi's original trilogy came out. I think Sony's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man film to ever be made, and they're making a sequel across the Spider-Verse now, and we decided we were going to collaborate and figure out if, you know, it's experimentation at its best to figure out if we can match touch points with Sony Pictures and Spider-Man and everything that we're doing with our partners at Socios, and begin, you know, kind of experimenting with bridging the gap between entertainment and fandom and engagement. And it presented itself in this tour of Spider-Man appearances at various key games, as well as engagement and rewards-based offerings themed to Spider-Man that various teams, fan token holders could engage with directly on the app. And there's not much more I could say about it.
How many teams do you know are involved in it?
Over 10, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's around 10.
Yeah. And it's really exciting because it's literally just it was, I mean, I dare not say it, right? It was not something we endeavored as like a commercial benefit to the company. It was literally just something we wanted to try for the fans because it was cool. We wanted to think outside the box, and honestly, it was. I feel very humbled, and it was the work of dozens and dozens of people spearheading this initiative on our team internally who made it happen, and made it happen with, you know, a very major mainstream company in the form of Sony.
Yeah, and we're one of the first blockchain-based platforms to launch.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, if we talk all the time about the ethos of like, listen, we're trying to create mainstream adoption and give people a way to enter the Web 3 world, you know, on their own terms and as slowly as they'd like, and not just say like, listen, you're either minting things and it's decentralized or it's nothing. This to me represents kind of a big win in that very slow incremental journey. Yeah. Of we did this. This is cool. This is well received, both online outside of Socios and by our internal app holding community. What's the next step, right? Let's keep going on this kind of journey of integration.
Yeah, and hopefully it won't be the last kind of big movie campaign we do if it goes well.
Yeah, and also because we will have some time for hopefully a few questions. If you guys disagree with me, if you like, especially if you're one of those people out there that's like thinking the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, you know, I dare not even call it a franchise because it lasted 2 films, is somehow like your favorite. I want to talk to you about that.
It maybe was my favorite, actually.
You know, it's a close second to the original Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was Spider-Man Far From Home, right? The multiverse one that finally brought together 3 different franchises, versions of Spider-Man.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen... Have you seen... Did you watch the original Sam Raimi film with Tobey Maguire? The 3?
I watched 2 of them. 1 and 2.
Guys, good. I'm really sorry about this. I didn't realize Joe was such a drip. I think we can all agree and do it publicly on Twitter. That's no way to live your life. please, like, you don't have to be an MCU fan, but at least watch the heritage of Spider-Man on film. That's like saying you've never seen Batman from 1989.
I
Jack
was born
Nicholson.
in 1995.
Michael Keaton? No?
I don't even know
Tim
who
Burton's
these people
classic
are.
1989
I know who
Batman?
Tim Burton is.
You don't know who Michael Keaton is? Oh, you've never heard of Jack Nicholson?
I've heard of Jack Nicholson. That one rings a bell, yeah.
Oh,
he seems famous.
Rings a bell.
He's super famous,
One
right?
of the most famous actors in the history of film.
I don't watch movies, okay? I'm not a movie guy. I'm a video game and live stream and podcast guy, okay?
Guys, why don't you tell me on Twitter how you feel about the fact that Joe Grech doesn't really know who Jack Nicholson is? And I want to interact with you about that.
Okay, I'm going to open my Twitter here, guys. If you have any questions, tweet at me. We're going to open it up for a few minutes. We'll see how many we have time for.
Please.
The show is on good time, so yeah.
We're on good time, so if the questions are good, we'll keep them going. If you think we've run out of interesting stuff to ask, then we'll wrap it up and give you guys the rest of the time back so you can live your life.
I guess I could open the YouTube chat as well to be a bit friendly to our amazing viewers.
Really rooting for the viewers here to give you the thrashing that you deserve for being such a cinematic ignoramus.
Somebody has a question about burning. His name is Ang Dong.
Yes.
Ang Dong. He says, with burning fan tokens, isn't the total supply supposed to be lower every time you burn tokens?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's the whole point of burning tokens. And correct me if I'm wrong. The total supply does get lower in terms of what's available. There might be. I feel like there's a reason he's asking that question, but I'm not clear why. If he kind of provides more color on why he's asking, might be easier.
Another question from Mark Gamble. Will there be a fiat on/off ramp eventually on ChilizX? I can answer that one. There is no current plans for a fiat on-ramp or off-ramp. We're a fan token-focused exchange. We're embodying our niche. It's a crypto-to-crypto exchange only, and that's kind of where we're going to stay for at least the time being.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. And in fairness, if you're looking for fiat on ramps, off ramps for to buy fan tokens, those fan tokens that are available on the world's major global exchanges that allow fiat on ramps and off ramps, you can get them there and withdraw fan tokens from there. And also, in fairness, if you're a user of Socios.com US, our US platform, that includes a fiat on ramp and off ramp as well. Just like our European app, right? You just use your credit or debit card to deposit money to eventually get your hands on some tokens.
Yep.
You use them to vote and engage.
Yes, indeed. Some people have some questions about exchanges supporting Chiliz Chain. Lots of exchanges are currently either reviewing documentation, implementing technical infrastructure, or basically in discussion phases of marketing, etc. To be able to do that successfully. So other exchanges are coming. A lot of them wanted to wait for fan tokens first because of a lot of the Chiliz Chain is mainly used for fan tokens by these big exchanges. So that's coming, taking some time, but no doubt eventually we'll get there with most major exchanges having Chiliz Chain support.
No, exactly. You're right. It's I don't want to call it a lengthy process because it's not necessarily lengthy, but it's something that we really needed to start in full after we launched the chain publicly. So it will happen. I can tell you with the utmost confidence. A lot of major exchanges will have CC2 Chiliz Chain, as we call it, the company line Chiliz Chain. But we'll just have to wait until they're ready. And it's a good point actually about fan tokens as well, because there's a great many exchanges that obviously list fan tokens. That's what they're needing to be migrated as well to be fully up and running.
Yeah. Good.
Cool. That can't be the only question. You're telling me I could, because I don't have YouTube or Twitter on open on my laptop. I'm scared that my battery's low. There's not a single comment. Not everyone's just okay with the fact that you don't watch movies.
Everyone is really. People are talking about Batman. People are talking about Spider-Man. Someone says Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh wait, that's Richard. Okay. Yeah, I mean, people liked the bits about Spider-Man. We got some laughter. Yeah.
I don't need the feedback. I want hard-hitting questions from the community about you as a human being.
Well, maybe if we started a movie podcast where it'd have movie viewers, and you could just make me embarrassed for my home life.
That's fair. That's a very unique version of a movie podcast where one guy watches the movies and the other guy doesn't know what the hell the second guy's talking about. Maybe it works. Maybe it works.
Maybe we've struck gold here, Max. Maybe we've struck gold.
All right.
I think that's all of the questions actually for today.
You just saw the twofer? Okay.
The what?
Twofer means two. There's only 2 questions.
There was a few. I mean, I answered a few questions.
Okay, fair
that is all that seemed to be around for now. So I guess what we could do is wrap things up here slowly.
Yeah. Guys, tell us what you want us to cover in the next few weeks. You know, I appreciate that this show is maybe a little drier than others because we just wanted to get through all the happenings from last week and spend time making sure that everyone was aware of the bridging and the staking, what's available, what's not available, kind of at a very high level, the status of post-launch 1 week in, essentially 8 days in. I think from the next show onwards, we'll be much more flexible again in terms of what we'll decide to cover. And you know what? Before I go, I want to touch on one last topic. So we came back on this show after a 2-year leave of absence.
Yeah.
And we tried to eat a lot of really spicy food because we thought people would find it funny. And they did. My wife, for example, thought it was hilarious. She enjoys watching me be in pain. It's that kind of relationship. And I thought when we were sitting here, I was like, you know what? Joe's actually really surprising me. He's taking this really well. We had some real hot peppers. You didn't break. You didn't lose the script. You didn't lose the plot.
Yeah.
How did that go for you?
Well, I think what you're getting at is some rumors starting on Twitter, trying to link a recent hospital visit to the consuming of spicy peppers on the Chili Show. I would like to debunk those rumors and say they are unconnected events. I did have appendicitis. I was in hospital. I'm going to have an operation next month. But it was not because of the chilies. It was not because of the peppers. Otherwise, maybe the Chili Show is no more, huh? You're going to have to start suing.
I don't like the sound of that, so let's just assume, because I found this heritagehospitals.com blurb, which says, to the not get sued part of the conversation, there is no direct relationship between spicy food and appendicitis. Spicy food is not believed to cause appendicitis by itself.
There we go.
However,
spicy
meals do cause, in many cases, severe indigestion and burning of the food tract. Appendicitis can be caused as a result of both this and possible stomach infections as a result of ingesting spicy foods.
Well.
So was it an indirect?
Was it a direct? We'll have to dig a bit deeper, I think, and get to the bottom of this.
Let us know, because I personally, while I care about your health a lot, I care about our viewers more. So I'm more than happy to take you up on the second part of this challenge where we eat even more spicy foods while talking about the Chiliz Chain.
I accept your challenge, and I will eat you under the table, I guess they would say.
Okay. I'll leave the show on that note.
Sound good.
I'll leave the show
on that. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
We'll see you in a few weeks, and we'll be eating hot sauce, emulating a show.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching,
you so much.
And see you next time.
Bye.
With your smile, now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and sound.